Hi, my name's Levon. Welcome to another episode of Restaurant Secrets. I know I say every time, but I'm so excited about today's guest. Not only is he a fantastically talented chef, he's also someone I'm very proud to call a dear friend, Chef Miller Prada. Welcome, Chef.
Levon, thank you so much for having me. Thank you for inviting me.
Welcome.
It's great to be here.
It is
great
awesome.
to cook something and share a little bit of what I do.
No, I can't wait. So excited. It was actually here back in 2021 that we actually first met, wasn't it?
It was a while. I remember coming with my hand drawings of my dream grill.
Yeah.
And you telling me like, it's wrong. No, you can't. No, you actually made it reality. You actually made it come to reality and like made it even better than I could have imagined. So,
it was amazing. And I knew then just your attention to detail, your creativity, your passion, that you were set for big things and a very bright future. And then it came into fruition. For all those at home that have been living under a rock, Chef Miller led the team and built the team at Humo in Mayfair that gained a Michelin star in 2024 last year, which was such an amazing achievement. And it's something that I knew you were destined to this, such great accolades, and and I'm sure more and more will continue to come your way.
Thank you. Creating Humo was like an exceptional opportunity. It was amazing to be given the opportunity to see your concept from the beginning until opening a restaurant. It was just an amazing journey. Like, very grateful to like everything we achieved. I had an amazing team. Like, we did so many things, and the Michelin Star was the culmination of that process of 2 years of pre-opening of the restaurant. Lots of hard work, lots of thinking, lots of just too many people believing on it. There was lots of people that were like supporting, believing, like helping.
Everyone was pulling in the same direction. This is so important.
At some point I was surprised, like everybody was rooting, everybody was supporting, everybody was like, yes, it's a great project, let's do it. And I was like, okay. But like, you were part of it, you were one of the ones that were, let's do it. You want to cook on wood? Let's do it.
It was so exciting. Yeah, it was such an honor to be involved. And when I heard that you gained the Michelin star, it was something that literally I was just so proud. I was like bursting with pride for you. Just, I know you deserved it. And to get it so quickly, only about a year after opening, to get it so quick. And I just knew you and your team really deserved it, and it was something. It was amazing news to hear, and I'm sure it was better news when you heard it. What was it like? What is it like? Was it? It was an email. It was a phone call. It was a letter. How did you find out?
So we got invited to go to the ceremony 1 week before the actual ceremony. I literally was not expecting it. Nobody in the team was expecting it to receive that email. I had actual plans on the weekend that the ceremony of the star was. I had plans to go away. I was traveling. And then on the Sunday before the ceremony, I woke up with a lot of calls, messages, emails of everybody telling me like, check your email. And I was like, fuck, the restaurant got burned. Something got burned. Like something happened. And I checked the email and it was the invitation to the award ceremony. And I was like, absolute joy. Like, it wasn't for sure then that we were going to receive an award, but it was just like to be invited into that room. Like when you walk into that room, it's like all of the Michelin. So you still
didn't know? Yeah, it was still not sure.
No. Okay. You have 7 days where I was like literally anxious, panicking, nervous, like considering all of the opportunities. And then just like when you walk into the room, like you see all of the Michelin Starred Chef of the UK reunited on the same place. People that I have been admiring for many, many years. And they are all there on the same place, like all of them like congratulating you already. And it's like, wow, what's happening? It's like such a dream come true. Yeah.
Oh, amazing. Yeah. That was, it must have been a big party that night.
It was a big one, yeah, definitely.
Still recovering.
Some details I cannot share in public.
Some news came out not long ago, and I think this is almost an exclusive. This is your first public appearance since announcing that you are leaving Humo and to go on, I take it, new adventures. And I'm sure if we're lucky enough, later on you may share a little bit about what you intend, what plans you have for the future and stuff. So, so that's something that has rocked the UK restaurant scene, that news. Like it's something that maybe, later we'll talk a bit about.
Yep, definitely.
Look forward to that. So, you know why you're here. You're in the clay oven kitchen.
Of course.
Restaurant secrets. So, what are you willing to share and divulge with the viewers at home? You know, something that you've picked up over your many years in high-end restaurants, and what today would you be thinking of sharing with the team?
So I've brought one of the tools that allowed me, like I became very good at cooking over wood, different species of wood.
That's
and that was my
known
main skill. And basically for cooking over wood is not only about the flame. It's about like different techniques and how to understand the characteristics of the wood and translate it into the food. This is one of the tools that allows me to do that. It's called a Flambadou.
Flambadou.
Basically, this is the main thing that I'm going to be showing you today, how to use.
Yeah, Flambadou. That's awesome. That's awesome. Can you see that there? Can you get that, Ken? I think we actually made this for you, wasn't it? I wasn't sure what we were making, but now I learned. But it's like, so now I can actually find out what this is actually going to use. Well, it looks like a torture implement.
You will see
you could probably
in a second.
Awesome, brilliant.
Today we're going to do it on a gelato.
Oh, wow.
That we're going to eat raw. But with the Flambadou, we're going to give it the caramelization outside, extra flavor.
Yeah.
So first thing that I'm doing, like I took same amounts of soy, mirin, sake.
Soy, mirin, and sake.
Yeah. I added some lemon juice, lime juice. Some sudachi juice, that is another type of citrus. Yuzu.
Sudachi juice.
Yeah. Yuzu.
Yuzu, yeah.
And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to marinate my piece of fish.
So this is more secrets you're giving away. Awesome.
That
marinade is that looks amazing.
I've got a cloth that is covered on the same liquid, just to make sure that my fish is completely covered. So that one's going to go back in the fridge and it's going to be there for 2 hours.
Okay.
And then we'll see you back in the future. What I've got also is lots of vegetables. Spring has started in England, and I'm very excited. It's like one of my favorite seasons.
What vegetables do you have here?
So first one that we're going to be prepping, it's called puntarelle. It's an Italian actual vegetable. And all of these leaves, they're going to go out.
So you want the central kind of
We want the bulb, yeah. So all of these leaves, they go out.
Yeah.
And then this is what you end up with the little bulb.
Oh, amazing. What type of flavor does this impart?
It has a lot of bitter flavors, but quite earthy. So we're taking all of the extra leaf, and we just want the little bulbs. All of these leaves are not like, the flavor is not the best.
Wow, is this easy to source in the UK?
Yeah. Literally, I went this morning to the vegetable market.
Yeah.
And
what was it called again?
Puntarelle.
Puntarelle. Not seen this one before.
And with this, what we're going to do, we're going to take the small little bulbs like this.
Let me know if you need any help, chef.
How good are you with sharp knives?
Good with a scalpel.
All of this is like, you can eat it, but today we're going to focus only on these 5. Once they're prepped, I'm going to give them one extra cut. And they're going to go into ice water, the coldest water that we can find. Back into the fridge. Later on, we're going to blanch them, and then they're going to go in the plate. The other vegetable that we've got, the fennel bulb. For one dish, we're just going to use a slightly small piece.
A fennel bulb?
Yep.
Yeah. Does it have more intense flavor than the normal parts of fennel, or? It
has a different flavor.
Different texture.
Yeah,
as well.
different texture, different flavor. So this dish is very good for spring. Like very fresh, very clear. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to slice it very, very thinly.
Paper thin.
As thin as we can.
This is a technique that's been honed for many, many years, huh? When did your you know, your passion for cooking, when did it begin? It began, I understand you were born in Bogota.
So, born in Bogota, in Colombia, but I left Colombia 18 years ago. And to be honest, the original intention was not to become a chef. The original intention was to travel the world. I really, really wanted to travel the world.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, like, what is it going to take me to everywhere in the world? And it's going to be the same. And I was looking at chefs in Australia, and like the guys were like long-haired dudes, full of tattoos, very beautiful partners. I was thinking,
I'll have some of this.
I can cook around the world. And literally my first destination outside Colombia was Sydney. And I went to work at this French restaurant. They had 2 hats. It's the equivalent of 2 Michelin stars in Australia.
Wow. So you started straight there.
That was my first interview. It was called Because. And my first shift, like, there was lots of, they were very intense with everything, with the way they treat people, with the way they were treating the vegetables, with the way they were paying attention to every little detail. They were very intense, very serious. I had never seen anything like that. Like everything that they were doing had an intention. I fell in love with it. I was thinking like, wow, this is amazing. Like the way they just treating the vegetables like with so much respect. It's
It really resonated with you.
yeah, it's amazing.
Wow.
And that was my first.
And that's what gave you the bug.
Since then, I have lived in Sydney, Hong Kong, Miami, Lima, and Dubai.
Wow. So all those individual places must have influenced you incredibly, huh?
The way I chop, like on double weight.
Yes.
It's I learned because in Lima I used to do a lot of ceviche
Yes.
in a place called La Mar in Colombia, and then I used to have to chop a lot of red onions every day. So I was thinking like, how can I speed this up? And I was looking online and I saw like an Asian chef chopping like this, and I started with a friend. Like I started practicing like how to cut in both sides.
Both sides.
Until
yes.
we became like machines.
And Lima, so that's where it's the influence of, ceviche came. And did you also, the Japanese culinary influence, did that start in Lima as well? Was that, because there's a community there, no? Is there a Nikkei community there?
That's, so one of the restaurants that I was working at, I saw the Nikkei community. And I was further more impressed because basically Nikkei is the point of view of a Japanese person with Peruvian produce for everything, for arts, for culinary, for the way of living, style, everything. So that's Nikkei. And when I was working there, I saw this Nikkei community, and I learned like every single ingredient has a soul, and you have to respect every single ingredient for that.
So that also kind of goes hand in hand with in Australia, the intensity, the respect for the ingredients. So that kind of really was a natural kind of marriage there.
Like I learned so much there, and I was thinking like this is what I want to learn, and that's why I went into wanting to find the best possible Japanese restaurant that I could get a job at. To train. When I came here to London, then I started training under a Japanese mentor.
This is Chef at Rotunda, no?
Yeah, Endo.
Chef Endo.
Yeah. With him, I learned a lot, and he taught me a little bit of techniques, produce, respect, art of hospitality. So yeah, like some of my cooking has a little bit of a touch of Japanese technique. That's what I will say. You will see it today with with the dish that we're going to make. Okay. Should we light on the woods?
Yeah.
Basically, what we want is this red hot color.
It's glowing, yeah.
That's what we want.
Did you get that, Ken? It's glowing.
Yep.
So now while the Flambadou, instead of Flambadou, while the Flambadou is getting red hot, in our rabada.
We're going to take the fish out.
Yes.
Basically, I had already one that was marinating previously.
Something we made earlier.
So this is only adding extra flavor, but it's not cooking it. It's Literally, it's as clean as we can.
So this dish, this is something that you've totally created, or you've taken different elements from different parts of cooking, or this is
This is a
something you
dish that I was looking at how to bring my Colombian heritage into my cooking, combined with the techniques that I manage the best. So the main part of this dish, yes, we have beautiful vegetables, yes, we have beautiful fish, but the main part is going to be this sauce. This sauce is based on different type of citrus: soy, mirin, sake, dashi. That dashi is a stock based on bonito and kombu. That is a type of seaweed. Basically, this one, I make it 7 days prior I use it. And I just let everything marinate. Absolutely everything. Like, get as much flavor as slowly as possible. And last minute, what I do, I add coffee.
Colombian coffee.
Coffee that comes directly from my family farm, from my cousin's farm. So that's the main part of this dish. And I was thinking like how to use that Colombianness without it really being a Colombian dish, because it's not, but to bring the soul into a dish. Wow. So that's what you're going to taste from.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
I want to smell it now. I want to see what it smells like,
Please.
but it won't. Oh no, you can smell that it's very fragrant right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the yellowtail, what I have taken closer to the head, I have taken the belly, and we're just going to use all of the fattiest part.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay. The other sauce that we've got, this one also needs some time infusing. It's a type
7
of
days?
chimichurri. Not 7 days, 48 hours roughly.
6 days.
The more time that you give to the sauces, the more flavor that they're gonna have. We've taken wild garlic, that the season has just started and is amazing.
Yes.
It's one of my favorite produce at this time of the year, and transform it into a type of a chimichurri. So the trimmings of the chives, parsley, coriander, garlic, the wild garlic, really good olive oil, the best olive oil that you can find, and then you just macerate everything. You chop everything fine, and you macerate it as much as you can. 48 hours, it's a good time.
No, it looks
You
great.
got
The color's really popping as well.
Exactly.
So now the Flambadou's been in the pit in the rabada for about 20 minutes, and I've seen it's glowing red hot.
Red hot.
We've got gas, we've got charcoal, and we've even put some wood there for a bit more flavor. So I think it's pumping. You think it's hot enough, or we wait a little bit more?
We're gonna find out now.
Okay, we'll find out.
Basically, here the key to have cold fish, the beef fat ready, and your Flambadou super hot.
It could be any fat or beef
Any fat.
It depends on
beef
preference.
fat, chicken fat, lamb fat also. I'd rather use the beef fat for the fish, like the flavor matches very well.
Okay.
But if you're doing this with lamb,
Yes.
because you want an extra searing, you can use the same fat of the lamb for itself.
Wow.
And it's amazing.
Yeah,
It's
that's
delicious.
amazing.
Yeah. Right, ready?
Wow. Sky Fawkes night. It looks like a rocket. Beautiful. So I can imagine that imparts such amazing flavors into the fish.
That extra caramelization is everything.
Wow.
All right.
So now I know what it's used for. I was like, why are you asking me to make this
Flambadou.
this instrument, this torture instrument? So you've seared on both sides?
Both sides with the Flambadou. How was the Flambadou?
It looked amazing.
You ready to try it at home?
Yeah, I don't have to try it at home yet. I think you need to show me a few more times, but no, it looks amazing.
We can
And
practice.
It's definitely something that I'm sure many of our viewers haven't seen before. So thank you for sharing that with us.
That's one of the secrets that I use for giving extra flavor to raw fish and having that caramelization and that fattiness added.
Amazing.
So now what we do with the fish, so you do Flambadou on both sides.
Yes.
You cool it down. It has to make sure that the fish is cold, and we're gonna slice it. because the top side is a little bit cooked, you really need a sharp knife.
Yes.
Otherwise, you're going to destroy the fish.
So you can say that, traveling so much, that really has influenced your palate. It's given you different tastes and flavors that's helped you to, create unique, wonderful dishes, huh?
100%. If you ask any chef what do they spend the money on, and you will see that most of the money goes into trying different restaurants, whether it's fine dining or street food and traveling. Like that's what is creating your palate and your vision. The more you try, the more you experience, the more you see abroad, the better you're gonna become. Yeah, that's
gives you extra tools. That palate, it's like a library.
100%.
So extra, ammunition for your library, or for your extra ammunition for your arsenal. I mean.
So we've got all of our ingredients, everything very seasonal, great for spring. We took a little bit of wild garlic flowers, tomato that is unripe, not green tomato, but just tomato, unripe tomatoes.
Okay.
Taking a little bit of the flesh and a little bit of the seeds. The bulb, the fennel leaf, and this leaf here is like one of my favorite ones. It's called wasabina. That is basically a mustard wasabi leaf kind of thing. Okay. So it has a little bit of peppery spiciness and brings the whole dish alive.
Wow.
So we're gonna start with the fennel bulb. And with our fish, we're going to roll them.
What's your process for coming up with dishes? Is it a set kind of strategy and process that you have, or is it just something where you allocate time, like today, one day a week, I'm going to be experimenting with new dishes, or is it something that just comes
as
and when?
There is lots of considerations when I'm creating a dish. I give lots of boundaries. For the creative process, I give lots of boundaries. Here, for example, the first boundary that I'm giving is seasonal produce. So everything that I'm using, it's that you cannot find in another season, and it's at the peak right now. That's one of the boundaries that I give it. I'm using British produce and a little bit of European produce, Italian produce. That's the other boundary that I'm giving it.
Local.
Yeah.
Local, seasonal.
I'm not using produce from way far, the fresh one from different regions. I'm using the techniques that define me, that are those Japanese techniques. And the other thing that I wanted that guide me towards creating these dishes, how to use the Colombian part of my heritage and to bring it into a dish. So that was my thinking about this dish, how to bring the coffee and combine it with that local produce, with that seasonality, and make it that it makes sense. We're going to roll them into chives also.
Seeing a master at work here. I feel like I should be doing something to help you, but I don't want to ruin anything.
We're going to decide whether it's good or not.
I think I can tell what the answer is going to be.
We've got the tomato seeds.
No, she's using tomato seeds. Most people discard the seeds.
Most people discard the seeds. They don't. There is lots of flavor. All right. We've got our puntarelle. We've got the wild garlic chimichurri.
Bit of the South American heritage as well coming through with that.
The coffee sauce, just a touch on top of the fish.
Just the attention to detail I find incredible.
And to finish, we've got the wild garlic flowers, which we're going to open.
Just seeing you plate this food, it makes me smile. It just makes you happy. It's bringing spring, summer's coming. Just seeing the attention to detail. Just, I can't help but smile.
Spring is here. Everyone in London is happier. A little bit of that mustard flavor.
So remind me again, this was, what was this called?
Wasabina.
Wasabina. Again, this sourced locally?
Yep. Yeah,
Wow.
this one actually comes from a farm not that far from here.
Oh, wow.
All right, and then a little bit of the fennel leaf. All right, here we go.
That's beautiful. That's, Ken, you've got to come take a closer look at this. You're missing out. Wow, it almost feels a sin to delve in and eat this beautiful work of art, man. It's something, I don't know, you've got to go first. I can't, you know.
Please, you have to be the judge here.
Okay, all right, use my finger. Is that all right? I get the edible flower. Do you have that, Ken? Oh, it looks amazing. Wow. You can really taste the Flambadou there.
You feel
really,
it?
It elevates, gives a different depth.
That's the key here, and that's why I love that technique, because you see raw fish, you don't see anything hot, you don't see anything like touched by the wood or anything. But when you taste it, you do feel it.
Yes.
And that's what makes an absolute difference here.
But it's still very fresh, very vibrant, perfect for the start of summer.
Yeah.
That is stunning. I've got to have some more, sorry. And have some, please.
Please, please.
Have some of your own food. Oh, destroying it.
This taste.
Bravo, man. Well done. That attention to detail, that creativity, that flair is something that, you know, I was saying when we first met, I could tell, you know, I knew that was there in abundance. And I knew you were destined to great things, man. And,
Thank you.
and that takes me, I know I've been trying to get in there basically I know the viewers at home and myself are very keen to hear what the future holds for Chef Miller Prada, what's on the horizon. I'm sure some big adventures.
So I'm staying in London, opening my own company, opening my own restaurant.
Amazing, man.
Concept is decided, location. I'm gonna keep it a secret.
Okay.
But yeah, it's very, very exciting.
Yeah, okay, amazing.
It's a totally different new idea, new concept, bringing that Latino influence a little bit stronger this time, learning from my mistakes in the past, trying to be better now. Yeah, something very excited in the future.
Yeah, very excited, amazing. Kill that fly. That's
But yeah, like
amazing.
super, super excited. Like I've been working very hard on a new menu, new recipes. I've been working very hard in like creating something that is going to make impact, something that we haven't seen here.
So you've been traveling to help with that process as well? Yeah.
I've been doing trips for different reasons, but like every trip like inspires, and every trip like gives you a little like like every time that I'm eating something, I'm like, what about this?
Yes.
How about if I use this in this way? Or this will taste something very good with.
Even
like,
just the different cultures you meet that can influence things, and
every trip you do will give you something. Yeah. So you're gonna see that reflected on the new menu.
well, good luck with that. And
Soon.
so everyone, you've heard it first here. Chef Miller's new plans, and wish you all the best. And thank you so much for coming today, and cooking and preparing such amazing food and showing us that unique technique, Flambadou.
Thank you for having me. Now, next one you have to try it at home. Like when you're doing your barbecue this summers, then that's the.
You have to come over.
We'll do a Flambadou at home.
That's it. Awesome. Thank you,
Perfect.
man.
Thank you so much.
Lovely to see you, Chef. Thank you.